Hi Dee Dee. So we're looking at patterns and equations. I hope this will help you. I hope this will help. Just put the volume on here. So your problem has a pattern and you need to find the equation. So I'll start on an easier pattern. Usually we have to look at what the difference is between the numbers. So we'll start here, and I like to draw these little arrows between the numbers, and the differences in this first pattern, we're going up by 4, up by 4, up by 4. So you can see with that pattern we've got even steps. Each step is adding 4. And so what your graph will look like is you'll have a straight line graph, and each of those steps you're going up 4 every time. So it's a straight line graph, and a straight line graph has the equation y equals mx plus c. And that's how you, and the gradient, what you're going, each step you're going up, you know you're going up in 4s. So for this pattern, this is the general formula, but for this particular, I'll write it in blue, for this pattern, y equals 4x, because x is going up in 4s. And because I'm going up in 4s, let me find another colour. This is my first term, second term, third term, fourth term. So 4 times 1 is 4 here. 4 times my 1 is 4, but I've got a 5 there. So I need to add 1 to my formula. Let's see if it works for the second term. 4 times 2 is 8. But I've got a 9 there, so I add 1. So that formula is working for that pattern. So that's a straight line graph. So let's look at the pattern that you have here. You're going, let's mark it out. How much are we going up each time? So the first time we're going up 16, we're going up 24, we're going up 32. So it's not going up in even steps. This pattern, the steps are getting bigger every time. What you'll find is this is actually a parabola or a quadratic sequence, because these steps, there's a smaller step, there's a bigger step, there's an even bigger step. You can see how the graph is going up sharply. And a quadratic pattern, we've looked at the differences of the first row here. Now let's do it again and look at and see if we get another set of differences. From 16 to 24 I'm adding 8. From 24 to 32 I'm adding 8. In a quadratic pattern or parabola graph, in the second row you'll get exactly the same numbers. It should always be a difference of 8 in that second row. It may be in another pattern, the difference will be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 in the second row. But you need to look at the differences down to the second row. So I'll just go on a new page. Okay, so we've found our pattern. We've got a difference of 8 in the second row. Now with a quadratic, this shaped graph is a parabola which has an x squared, and usually some other terms as well. Because I have an 8 here, the number in front of my x squared is always half of that number. It's just the way it works out. I can't explain it better than that. So I know the formula or the equation for this graph is going to be 4x squared plus some other terms here. It might be plus 3, it might be plus 3x, it might be plus 3x minus 2. So let's look, I'll just number these, 1, 2, my second term, my fourth term. So we have to work out what's the rest of the equation. We usually say y equals 4x squared. So when if I'm looking at my first term up here, the 1, first term, when x is 1, when x is 1 and I put it in my formula, I've got 1 squared is 1 times 4 is 4. I get to 4, but I need to, my first term here is 8, so I need to have 4 there. When this is my x is 1. When my x is 2, if I put 2 in, I put 2 in here as x. 2 2s are 4. 4 times 4 is 16, but I've got 24 here. So I have to add 8. Sorry, my pen's not writing very well. My third term, if I put 3 into my formula that I've got, my equation, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. But with 3 I've got a 48. So I've got to add 12. It's my third term. So you can see this part of the formula here, I've got to make, when x is 1 I get a 4, when x is 2 I get an 8, when x is 3 I get a 12. So this is actually just timesing x by 4 to get this pattern down here. Okay, my x is 1. 1 times 4 is 4, I get a 4. When x is 2, I get an 8. When x is 3, I get a 12. Okay, and so that means that this part of the pattern must be 4 times x. So overall, my formula is y equals 4x squared plus 4x. And the other way you could write that would be y equals 4. You could write it several ways. X squared plus an x in there, or y equals 4x in front of the brackets. That leaves you with an x plus 1. Any of those would be all the same. Okay, I hope that helps. Bye.